I'm great, and this has been Buster, where I buy, watch, and review budget B movies for you. Do you like adventures in the jungle, even if it is in your own backyard? Do you like comedies? Do you like being the size of a microscopic ant, or wonder what that's ever like? Well then, this movie's for you. Today, I'm reviewing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. This movie comes from my Easter haul that I have. You can check that out up top here. I'm doing this because it was recently Rick Moranis' birthday on the 18th. Happy birthday, Rick. Hope you had a great one. Hope you watch this. Happy birthday to you, man. I'm doing something different with these reviews now. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and my overall thoughts on this movie, along with the ratings at the end. So let's go into the good. The good of this movie is Rick Moranis. Of himself, Rick Moranis. In the late 80s, early 90s, this guy was box office gold. Any family comedy you wanted with him, he's in there. Little Giants, pure as gold. This movie, the sequels, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, although We Shrunk Ourselves is not necessarily the best, it's still a good addition to this series. Spaceballs, stuff like that. He was very well known in the late 80s, early 90s. The movies I grew up on. So this one was actually on play a lot during the Disney Channel era. So I happened to watch it a whole lot. Another good is all the way they did the shrinking nature of all the kids. When the kids get shrunk in this movie, it's not just in front of a green screen like they would have done today. They did do some blue screen technology back then, but it was more so paintings that they had to make it look deeper. And it was sets built that were huge in scale, and props that were just normal everyday items that were made bigger, so that way they could just film it in front of these kids. Practical effects. That's what I love about this movie. That's why I like Jurassic Park so much too, because those were a lot of practical effects. We get into so much CGI nowadays that practical effects just disappear. I enjoy stuff like that for a year. The adventure thing of them getting swept up in the trash can, going over and trying to get back to their parents back home, that's always a good story. That's always a good adventure. But the way they did this, and that big oatmeal cream pot that they survive off of, is awesome, and how they get an ant to do their work. Another good in here is seeing the other inventions Wayne did that didn't catch on, like all the food stuff he has, the call that breakfast, dinner's ready. Even the little contraption he makes that him and his wife fly around the yard with to see if they can see the kids. It actually works amazingly because they're hanging like this and they swing like that around. And then when the sprinklers come off, shoot up, and you just see plops of water, you hear the sounds of like bombers bombing things from like war films. Boom, boom, boom. It's actually kind of impressive that way. The bad of this, the cartoon sequence at the beginning and a lot of things in this movie do not withstand the test of time. I mean, who doesn't have a computer in the home now? Well, we all do. Back then, it really wasn't that. It really wasn't that common. Yes, crazy scientists have it. All phones were hung up on the wall. Yes, kids, all phones were done that way. If you're not familiar with that, they're called landlines. Look it up. We all have cell phones now, so that mode of thing is gone. The parents nowadays would just call it and would realize the phone wasn't ringing, or that the phone would have shrunk with the kid, possibly. And then, yeah, I'm out in the backyard. Oh, by the way, I'm shrunk. So nowadays, a movie like this just wouldn't really work. I also didn't like, at times, the Thompsons. The Thompsons just seemed to not care about their boys missing until it was ready for the vacation. Nothing could get rid of Big Russ's vacation, and nothing seemed to stand in his way until his kids were gone. And then the Selinskys were to blame and everything. And then they get together. The families actually become good friends and all that at the end of the movie, so I guess that wasn't that bad. I mean, I watched this with a couple kids, and they're like, well, what is that? What's a record? They didn't know what a record was, or see how they were dressed, making fun of them, laughing at how the way people were dressed, how big the glasses were back then. This movie doesn't age well, let's put it that way. It does not age well. However, that doesn't take away from the enjoyment of this movie. If you're looking for a good family film, a good film that you could sit back, laugh at, and just enjoy the ride, then it's a movie for you. If you enjoy Rick Moranis and his humor, it's a movie for you. If you're just a Disney fan and looking for a good live action film, this is one. This is one when Disney would... This is right before their upscale of all their live action films happened, and they just were on a roll with live action films. This was right before that happened. So I kind of figured that this one jumped the ship for all that. So what would I give this movie rating? Out of 5, I would give it a good solid 4. I mean, it's an enjoyable movie. The cast is great, even though a lot of them didn't go on to other things after this, or a lot of them weren't really that well known at this time, besides Rick Moranis and Marcia Stoltzman, who plays his wife. Besides those two, what else do you need? I mean, seriously, you have Rick Moranis in his comedy prime doing a movie that's enjoyable for the family. I give this 4 stars out of 5. So if you want to see any other reviews like this, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that thumbs up, obviously that like button, and then hit that bell notification for more videos like this. I post a new review every Wednesday, and every other Friday I post a haul video or streaming service video, which means I review a movie off of a streaming service. So if you want to see more of those, hit all that stuff down below. And down below is all my social media. If you want to see where we're at, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Letterboxd, I'm all right there. But let's connect. Let's talk. And here's today's question for this video. What's your favorite Rick Moranis movie? Yes. What's your favorite Rick Moranis movie? We'll talk about that down below. Let's talk more about movies. And as always, remember, ladies and gentlemen, make it a movie night and dive right in.